and obesity.
Mm-hmm.
And we are trying to, we were screening today at uh, 601 Cumberland Street. But we just found out that the mayor announced on Tuesday that there is a site at Drew Hill Park at the conservatory where you can walk in. That's the first one here in the United States.
So, oh yeah, so we just definitely wanted to let people know that that's actually happening. So Dr. Lela, so just open with the audience. What is a step forward, and some of the services that you all provide? Certainly within the West Harlem Park area, and I'm sure other places as well. So just open up and share exactly what you all are doing now.
Okay, so again, a step forward, what we do is and thank you again for inviting me to be on the air. I enjoy this show, Joy. I think
thank you.
Wonderful, and getting the information out to the community. And high key, we definitely are a fireball and working into the community. We do work side by side on the State Central Committee for 44N.
Thank you.
That's all to have you. Appreciate it. A step forward again does provide residential treatment services and wraparound services to homeless men and women who are fighting addictions, mental health issues, and other related issues. We have been in the Harlem Park community since 2001. And, we've been had opportunities to lead, but my whole thing and the response to my board is that if we leave Harlem Park, then who's going to serve? We really believe that folks should have an opportunity to obtain services where they live. And so we have stayed in Harlem Park. We have a commitment to Harlem Park. And although we do offer services to folks who also live outside the state, we serve folks who, live outside of the Harlem Park community as well. Joy, you mentioned that the mayor has a site now where folks can go and get tested.
Yes.
For the coronavirus. The problem that we have had, and that's great. I'm excited about that because the problem that we've had with this coronavirus, when you are housing homeless persons and when you're providing mental health and terms of outpatient treatment services to this population, you have to be very, very careful when you're bringing new folks in.
Right.
And we do have the basic test questions that we ask in regard to the virus, but it would be lovely to have a person to come in to say that, you know what, I've been tested and I'm clear. Well, that has not been the case because in order to get tested, you have had to have some symptoms or be referred by, to get tested by your doctor. So that has made it just that much harder for us to serve a population that's in need of treatment. That's in need of treatment. So, I am glad that things are changing and, that being the case, we can open our doors and we can accept more people in to receive services if they can be tested, if there's no stipulations in being tested. So, I looked at the stat last week and I saw that, the 21215 area had, if you had zip codes that did testing or had folks who came up positive for COVID-19, in one community it may have been one case.
Right.
In other communities it was up to 41 cases. But when you jump to the 215 zip code, it was up to 150. My question was, how do one zip code obtain almost 3 times the number of COVID-19 cases? So, one, it must have been more testing done in that area.
Right.
I don't know. But the thing is, testing is important. We're going to have to do more testing. And, I'm glad that, Maryland is really working hard in Baltimore City.
Well,
this is something new.
Yeah,
And
Governor Hogan on Monday. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. On Monday, Governor Hogan kind of got into a little contest with Donald Trump over the $9 million he used to purchase testing kits from South Korea. But he seemed to have stood his ground with Trump and obtaining those kits. But the thing about it is that how will these kits be distributed? We need to know how these kits and who will they be distributed to. It seems as though if you're going to get the kits, they need to be in high concentrated areas and by statistics. And if you're looking at the statistics that our communities where the large homeless people, they can't go get tested, but if they can come get screened and get a referral, then they can go and get tested. And that's one of the things that Drew Hill Park has, is that they can walk there, because most all the other testing sites, you must have a car. You must be inside of a car in order to get tested. So I think that was I just want to know where the kits are, who's going to get them. And we hope that they said that the mayor was quoted on saying, we hope we get a lot. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to have it concentrated here in zone 17, 15, 23, where our communities are, and in Brooklyn and in Cherry Hill, all of those areas, The police are now locking people up. Well, they're charging them for violating the governor's orders. So they said at least 14 people have been charged with violating the governor's executive order, and a dozen of them have been. The police are now responding to at least over 1,000 calls and complaints of related potential violations since the 24th. And they performed 14,900 compliance checks to ensure businesses are following the orders.
I think that, in order for us to protect one another, we have to, follow the orders as it relates to, staying at home if we're not essential workers, wearing the mask. They explained how, the disease spread in the air through a basic conversation, and how the air, catches on to the mouth. They explained all that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we know, I'm glad that, the police have to do what needs to be done. And we have to we as community members have to scream and holler and make sure that the governor hears us, to make sure that those masks or the PPE equipment is distributed evenly, dispersed evenly and fairly within communities. And all I can say, what I can say is from an executive point of view, running a residential treatment, we said that protective gear was needed. Now, I not only have to protect myself, protect 20 staff persons, protect up to 50 clients, but when I want to try to find this PPE equipment, this protective equipment, I was basically told that I was at the bottom of the food chain. That there were doctors that needed, that there were nurses that needed this equipment first, EMT, everybody needed this equipment first. But yet we're on the front line serving homeless people, find out best to keep all of these people protected, and even, the staff as well. But that's what we're told, that when Governor Hogan, I've ordered masks from overseas. I've had to have masks made. I had to train my residents on how to wash your mask and reuse them and of that sort. So we definitely have to make some noise and make sure that those masks are distributed fairly within our community.
Right.
We do.
Right.
And the testing definitely has to be ramped up.
Absolutely.
We need to ramp these tests up within all the community.
Okay. All right. So thank you, Dr. Lela. So we have a caller, and if you're good to take these callers with us and see what they have to say, hopefully they will call in and ask you a question. But just to let everybody know, we're talking to Dr. Lela Campbell of A Step Forward nonprofit, and she works with. She has a residential. Is that would be described as a rehab or treatment? Or like a residential home, Dr. Lela?
Yes, I'm here.
No, I was asking your home. I mean the residential
Treatment.
treatment. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So we do provide housing for men and women as well. So when you talk about social distancing, you know, if we had a home that we're two, you know, we have at least two people, at the most two people sharing a room. So you have to make sure that, you know, they're a certain length apart. You know, you have to make sure that those households that folks are still, you're wearing your mask within, you know, within your home. We have to, even when we do groups, if our groups were over 10, and now we have to make sure that the groups are 10 or less. We have to make sure, again, that folks, while in the group, are distance apart. So it's, you know, things change. For a while, we were waiting for instructions from folks higher up, and we weren't getting it fast enough. So we had to figure this thing out on our own.
Wow.
Do you think that is one of the problems that the of information was not coming down fast enough?
It wasn't coming down fast enough. And I mean, we can play the blame game, but this thing happened so it happened so fast. And for a while, you have a president who's saying that, you know, it's fake news and things of that sort. So, you know, I think that, I mean, everybody's working hard. And even though my expectations are, you know, I'm expecting more from the health department. I'm expecting more from quasi-governmental agencies who oversee us. I'm expecting more from the mayor's office and the governor. But I have to come to realize that this thing is evolving so fast.
Right.
And the information changes daily.
It does.
We all just have to hold on, do our best to, again, stay at home if you don't need to be out. Wear your mask if you have to go out. And protect yourself and families. And if you're working with other people, protect.
All right. We're gonna go to a caller, Dr. Lela. So caller, you're up.
Yeah, happy Friday, guys.
Happy Friday to you, sir.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, this is Gene, and I really like your show.
Thank you,
Dr.
Gene.
Lela, I agree with you, ma'am, in reference to each individual is going to have to sort of figure this out themselves and stay. And in my personal opinion, is to stay away from the political aspect, and I think that will serve us all well. Okay. Druid Hill Park. They have a testing facility in Druid Hill Park.
Yes.
Druid Hill Park is made up of a lot of acres, right?
Right.
The three main facilities on Druid Hill Park that I'm aware of, and I spent 25 years in Druid Hill Park playing tennis, is the aviary, right? Bureau of Recreation building. Where is this testing facility in Druid Hill Park?
It says that it has opened the second testing site in the Rawlings Conservatory at Hill Park.